So here we are, the video that everyone has been waiting for. We're doing training techniques. You all want to train your plants. If you're a beginner or advanced grower, you want to change different techniques and try new things. This is what we're gonna do in this video. I have 2 plants here. We're gonna train these and one more in the tent, which I did the defoliation, which I'm gonna show you next. First candidate for defoliation, we have the orbital banana here. And I'm gonna start the defoliation on this one. This is normally my go-to method of training. You see the big fan leaves, they are covering the lower branches, so they're not catching up with the top. I did one defoliation before, so you can see this one, for example, is coming up. But now we do another one, so this one gets more light, and this all gets out of the way. So we just start simply by removing the fan leaves, and this is literally my go-to training that I do with all the plants to get the shape that you see in my pictures. In the past I did more LST, but then I realized that if you do right defoliation, it works maybe even better. I like it a lot. I move some of the lower fan leaves here as well. And this one will catch up. It's gonna go past the tensiometer at some point. I'm gonna leave it here for now. And we're gonna remove this fan leaf as well. Like that. Cut them close to the stem so they don't start drying up and create some mold or something. Can happen. This one actually I move it so it's a bit more free. There we go. This can grow past here next to the tensiometer. And that's pretty much it. That's the next step of defoliation. Now these ones I leave, so it has some solar panels and can grow a bit. But that's pretty much it, very straightforward. You can see all the branches are exposed now. All the branches are getting good light exposure and they can catch up. I'm gonna remove this one down here. Doesn't get any light anyway. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna clean this up. And that's it, that's defoliation. And you continue the same way all the time. Now the fan leaves grow super fast if the plant is happy. And they're gonna catch up, you know. So you're just gonna keep removing the fan leaves and expose the lower branches. And this way they will catch up with the top and you get an even, like, reverse chandelier shape of the plant. And that's what I want for my pictures. And that's what you want if you want more harvest and bigger flowers. So you can see this one is ready and can keep on growing like this. I use the scissors from Royal Queen Seeds, and that's it. So this is how the plant looks after, and as you can see it's more organized, more clean, lower branches get full light exposure, no more fan leaves hanging over it. This part is important if you want the plant to balance. You can see the shape. I did one foliation before, this was the second one, and I keep doing this during veg just to make sure the lower branches catch up. And that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward technique. You can try it, give it a go on your next grow when the plant is small, when you have the first fan leaves covering the lower branches, just go ahead and cut the fan leaves. Many people say don't cut the fan leaves, but I never had any negative experience. If the plant is happy in the soil it's growing and it is in a good environment, it doesn't care about a few fan leaves, but the lower branches will catch up, your plant will be more balanced and overall you will have a better shape. And as you can see here, always cut close to the stem. When you cut the fan leaves, don't leave a lot hanging over because sometimes they dry up and create mold or something like that. And you want to avoid that. You don't want any site that could get infected or get mold or anything like that. So cut close to the stem, you have a clean setup, clean grow, and that's pretty much it for defoliation. So we continue with the next one. So guys, now you learned how to do defoliation step by step if you follow along. And now we're gonna jump straight into low stress training. Very high requested video, how to low stress train. And when I started growing and I wanted to try low stress training, I never found videos that really explained in detail how to do it. So this is what we're gonna do with the blue gelato here by Royal Queen Seeds. You see this plant is ready. This is what we're gonna use for low stress training. She's a bit old for it, but you can still do it, and I'll show you some tricks how to do it. So let's start with some low stress training for this blue gelato. We have some damaged leaves here. I think at one point she was a bit overwatered. But we're gonna start trimming. And we're gonna remove quite a bit of the fan leaves. So this is almost like defoliation, but that's not our goal. We're gonna bend the main stem and that way try to expose more branches, change the shape of the plant, but we also need to defoliate a bit. As you can see, this one is pretty big already. Normally you do the low stress training when they're a bit younger. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to bend this stem with feeling because it's pretty big already. So if you rotate it like this and you squeeze it a bit, you can get it to be soft, and at the same time you can bend it a bit. And as you can see, it's shaping slowly. You have to be careful with that. I'm gonna do it quite high up. Normally you start lower with the training, but like I said, this plant is pretty big already. Just massaging it and bending the stem. I want the two small ones that you see here, I want them both to be exposed up like this next to the main stem. I don't want to have one of them up and one under the main branch. I want them this way. And these ones later we will pull out and they will do the same thing. So I'm going to continue here to bend the main. Like I said, this is normally way too late for low stress training, but everything is possible, so we're going to do it. Bend these down, and you have to go slow. If you go too fast with this, you're going to break the stem, and then you basically topped your plant. With feeling, twisting it, bending it, and that's all. For the direction, we want to go in a spot where it doesn't block other branches more or less, or as much as we can. And then massage it down. And that is pretty much it, a bit more. And now we're gonna come in and use our wire, which we have here. We're gonna make a hook at the top, like this, and we're just gonna cut it at the bottom. And this part at the bottom will go inside the soil. And do this. We have our hook here, and this will go into the soil, like that. And we grab the main stem without grabbing the side branches because we don't want to block them. And we push it down, and there you go, the main stem is bent down. The lower branches are fully exposed to the light. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this top fan leaf here. And then this little branch also gets full light exposure. Then we're going to have a look at the plant now, how it looks. These ones are catching up nice because I did a defoliation before. I'm still going to remove these leaves here. The leaves on the side, like this, like that. And the leaves right at the bottom as well, because they're not getting any light exposure and they look a bit sad. So we're going to remove those. And here's another one. And that's pretty much it. Now what we're going to do is, if the plant keeps growing out, the main will, first of all, when you put the plant under the light, the main will come up again. And you will always add new hooks and pull the main down again. I will be transplanting this tomorrow or the day after, so I will have much more room to put more hooks in. So the next hook I would put in here between these two. But like I said, the plant has to catch up a bit, and when it starts to lifting itself up, the top goes up towards the light, you add another hook and you pull it down again. And what this will do, that over time your main will grow sideways, and the lower branches, they will all catch up because they get more light, and later you have an equal plant with equal length branches, and the top is not the winning one. Because the little branches here on the side, they are going to catch up to the light, and then later at some point you just let the main grow up again and it will be balanced with the lower ones. So this looks pretty good. This is a very simple low stress training. Be careful with the stem to not break it, so really roll it a bit and try smoothly to bend it down. Make sure you're not locking the little ones here, or not tying them down or not breaking them. And what you can also do, if your hook doesn't stick to the soil, you can make a hole here on the side of the pot and tie it down here on the side, which I will do with the new pot anyway. So this is it. This is basically low stress training. Basic training technique, but very efficient. I used it especially for autoflowers. It works great. And you can increase the yield, the shape, and everything around the plant. You have more control. You can fill your grow room more efficiently, and you don't have to go with a natural Christmas tree shape. That's basically it. Easy training technique, no stress, very good for autoflowers. Give it a try. This is a low stress training. So now you've seen how to defoliate your plant and how to do low stress training. So jump into the third method, which is mainlining. This is what we're gonna do with this plant. The plant is pretty big and has a solid stem, so this is what we're gonna use for this training method, which is called mainlining. And I go into detail now and show you how to do that with this plant. Let's come to the next one, mainlining. I'm gonna do this with the Cosmic Cheddar F1. I didn't decide on the shape actually, so you're gonna be here live with me as I'm doing it. This plant makes super solid branches and leaves. It's a really strong plant. I'm excited to see what this one can do, so for sure she can live with the training. I'm gonna remove leaves here, a lot of them, because we're gonna shape the plant completely different. Now mainlining is about having main branches. A lot of times people call it a manifold, where you have like two mains and then they split up into multiple ones. I'm gonna try something a bit different here. I think I'm gonna go with more than two. I'm gonna go with these two for sure. I'm gonna pull these two out, and I have two more below, which would help with the shape. And I have another set above, right here. And I think I will use those as well, which means we're gonna cut the top. And then we try to balance these. So let's do that first and see how she takes it. We're gonna go, let's actually go right here and see if we can have some more mains. Top is off. That's it. We cut the head off the plant. Now we're gonna start with wire. We're gonna add one wire here to pull these down, side branches down, and then I'm gonna remove a lot of these side shoots here, or side leaves. Then everything is a bit more organized. Everything will grow back so fast anyway that it doesn't really matter. Remove these small leaves. So we got our first hook in here. Second hook goes into this one, pushing it down because it will grow up anyway. Remove the shoots, the leaves on the side, and now we need to organize this part. Same thing, I'm gonna remove all the small leaves at the bottom here. So I have a clear shape. I can see what is going on, and everything can grow back in a clean way. Remove this one that grows to the top, and this one, same like with the low stress training, the leaves that grow to the top and produce shade on the branches are the ones that I remove. Now we need to twist the branches here a bit. I'm gonna use 2 hooks. Again, we use the same wire we use for LSD training. I'm gonna bend it, make a hook at the top like this, and pull down the 3rd branch here. The leaf is bothering me, so I'm gonna remove it. And put the name tag down a bit. Now we cut another piece of wire right here. Make a hook at the top and pull this one down. Like this. Now we have 4. This would be enough for mainlining. You could have 4 colas coming up, 4 main stems, but I want more than that. That's why I leave this to walk with those. I'm gonna pull these to the side here, and this one to that side, and then we're gonna walk with this on this side, and this one here, and 2 in the middle. This will be like a perfect star shape in the end, and will give the plant a really nice shape. And during the grow we can control completely how, in which direction it should go, and the shape that we want basically. But this is the basic here, as you can see. For now, because the big ones are grown, other ones I'm pulling down. Now I let it grow, then I will pull these 2 down to fill in between the gaps here. And when these are a bit longer, I'm gonna pull these to the side like this, 1 here, 1 there. And when we grow them out, there will be a main branch on each one. And that is what I'm gonna do after transplanting, because she's still in a small pot. And that's pretty much it. That's your main lining. Of course, if you want a traditional one, you can just use 2 branches and make 2 mains. But I'm gonna use more branches. This is basically, in my opinion, mainlining is more like a advanced low stress training, even though it's not low stress because you're topping the plant. That's pretty much it. Our top is cut. Actually, I'm gonna cut it a bit low, just so it looks nicer. There's no reason other than that. And here we have our main. I'll show you the plants from the top. You can see the shape I'm going for. You can see where each branch will go. And then later in flower, we just let them grow up, and we constantly remove all the side branches. So we just have main branches without any side branches. And that's pretty much it. That's your main lining. And this one will go here and will be fixed. This one will go in between and will be fixed. Same for this one in that corner. And the last one here in this corner, and 2 in the middle. This will be perfect shape. Will take some time, but we continue training, and that's the result we want to get, and the shape we want to get.